Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get all my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, and there's many to talk about here, guys. Many trades that we took today and these trade ideas are especially available if you're looking to join and you're serious about trading. Definitely check out that link down below in the description for Patreon. And if you go for annual membership, definitely that saves you money and it's worth every penny. Now, with that being said, let's get right into the market. We got Dow, which was up quite a bit, now up only 0.21%. Nasdaq up 1.52%, S&P up 0.63%. It was up more like 1% at one point, more than that, right? Russell going up 0.62%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top. Technology leading the way while we got earnings from big names like Meta and Microsoft. So it's gonna lead the way here. Then you got communication services. That's because of Meta and industrials, consumer cyclical name. Amazon was up. Now I think it's down. So overall, at risk on move here in the market. Stock market map. You can see here green across the board, especially right here, big names, Microsoft, Nvidia was up also. Apple was slightly up on the day, Broadcom up also. Then we got Meta, Google, Amazon, and healthcare took a massive hit. Eli Lilly down nearly 12%. You can see all these names from healthcare. These are down on the day. And now let's get right into S&P 500. All right, so here on SPY, it's up 0.71%. And now, with those earnings from Amazon and Apple was a disappointment, it's down a little bit, nothing big. I mean, just a small dip, I would say. Now, far as technicals, I have this monthly time frame on your screen, and we talked about it possibly couple months ago when the market was grinding and going higher, that at one point you're going to see a retest of 480, that monthly and the previous all-time highs break out as a support, and we got that here pretty much exactly to the point. Second thing, I know a lot of people are saying that while monthly there is a huge hammer candle. I want to point out a few things that these were also hammer type candles, not big as this one, back in 2022. And what took place right after? Well, you can see we had more, days or months that were actually down here on S&P 500. Same thing pretty much goes right here back in 2020 COVID pandemic right here. We had the same type of look, look below and fail. We went right back up and then came back and then went higher. Now we can go back and, everybody has different ways of looking at it. But yes, I'm going to acknowledge that yes, monthly time frame, massive dip, and the dip was bought up, and we closed within last month's candle, which was from March. So technically, yes, bulls are in control. But sometimes when you see these types of moves, it can also come back. So now, when I was really going and talking about buying the dips, I'm not feeling it anymore that we should be going and chasing anything at this point. And when you look at this daily time frame, yes, we had that massive pop on that 90-day pause. Then things reversed again. We had that retest here, a higher low pullback, and since then we're just going straight up. These were just shallow pullbacks. I would not even call these big pullbacks, and you can see things are just grinding and going higher, and pretty much going up to where? Well, 564 today, guys. We shorted, I think, two times myself today. And even at the end, after closing, you can still sell your puts or calls on Qs and SPY after closing, and I took that trade on myself on Qs, but SPY we took it twice today. We took a trade on Microsoft, some of the other products like Caterpillar, and all these trades. I think about 7 to 10 all paid. Starbucks, we actually bought the dip yesterday, and boy oh boy, I mean that thing delivered. Yesterday we sold half of the contracts because after earnings it dipped down to 75, and we bought $80 calls. So all these trade ideas, and I didn't want to go through each and every one of those trade ideas, but especially right now, things that I sold just today alone, it actually brought a lot of money to a lot of people, including myself, that I took all these trades. So people that are serious, I'm not talking about window shoppers coming in and looking at it like, oh, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna get all these trades immediately. These trades we took, it took time. It took a lot of things that I looked at before taking these trades, and they paid us in return in just a matter of few days, in some cases 1 or 2 nights. Just swing trading, guys. These were not all day trades. So yes, if you're serious, then yes, go ahead and check out that Patreon link. You know, you'll be saying that I joined and just paying off now. But if you're just window shopping and you're in, and then you see I don't post anything for maybe a 1 day or two, and you think like, oh, there is no trade ideas here, and you leave, then it's not for you, because I wait for these opportunities, and when they arrive, I buy these dips and then I hold. In some cases, we take these day trades like today, and it all paid. This was a 40-50% trade on SPY. The one I took on Qs myself, and that was right after I got off, live trading this morning, and it was trading way high. So I took it, and boy, oh boy, it paid. I closed it at 4:07 p.m. Eastern time. That was a massive trade. Now let's talk about S&P. You can see we gapped up today, and looks like we're gonna open tomorrow at the gap and the 5-day moving average. So 556.52, your key line in the sand for tomorrow. Underneath that level, 5-day moving average, 554, and only if that gives up, we might be retesting 548 and then 544. Now to the upside, there is actually not much room if you ask me, and why? Because we never had that, since this higher low pullback, we never actually had that higher low pullback here into this trend line. So at some point, I don't know about this gap, but this gap is getting filled, and I kind of knew about it right out of the gate today that we will come back and close this gap. So this was perfect, shorting, and then 564 where we actually had that breakdown, guys. From this level, you can see that was the gap down, right? From that level, so that's a big resistance and perfect place to go and play puts. Just because you're playing puts or you're playing calls, some people, they think like, oh, if you're playing puts, you're just a bear. No, you gotta play both sides, and whatever sides you're on, if it's making money, who cares whether you're bull or bear, right? Now, yes, when market was selling up, I don't know about other people, but I have seen people getting extremely bearish right here. We were just buying these dips in the market, and SPY, Qs, all that. Even today, Dow Jones, I sold for a big profit, pretty much going in the money, those calls. So tomorrow, these are levels to watch. To the upside, looks like it's going to open below the 50-day moving average. So 558 will be resistant to watch if we open below that, and then especially 564, that's going to be a big one. Over that, we might be retracing and going up to upper Bollinger Band 570. So keep an eye on these levels here on S&P 500. Triple Q, same thing. We broke out of this downtrend channel here, and never even retested right here. I mean, this was the same day. I mean, I would call this a soft higher low, but you can see, I mean, low, higher low, and now we got a higher high. So where would that be? Well, right now it's closing this gap, and this was really nice. It was just pumping in the morning, and then got up to 487. I think I got in at 486, and since then, I mean, 480 puts that I got 1 DT went deep in the money right after closing. It was fantastic. So some of these opportunities are risky, but if you know exactly what you're doing in the market, it can pay off. And now, I do have a longer position here on Qs that I took today. That's also green. These are short positions that I took. So Qs tomorrow, it's opening here 477. That's gonna act as a support underneath that level. We might see things, actually pulling back a bit harder down to 468. And talking about gaps rules here, You can see pretty much same day it's coming back and closing this gap. Well, tomorrow that might happen, right? And then, not to mention this gap down here now, I don't believe that we have to go down here to close this gap, but I think some sort of a pullback where it comes down to maybe 460 to even 453, 450 area. That is totally possible on cues for another shake out those weak hands and let them buy the dips. People that are not scared to buy, on a higher low pullback to the upside. Resistance will be at 478 and look like that's holding as a support now, guys. So if we open below that 478, over that, it's gonna push towards 485, and then we can possibly get up to this high right here, which is at 491, almost upper Bollinger Band, and then we also have resistance at 493. On DIA, it's 0.27%. So if you look at my screen, I mean, it's pretty much getting that rejection right here at 409 at this trend line. We did not see that with triple Qs and S&P, right? SPY. And here we're getting that, and that's why I sold my calls today. But if you look at my screen from 90-day pause here, 407, that is what DIA is holding right now. So tomorrow, 407 can hold. We can possibly go up for this 50 SMA 413.53 up to this gap 416.18. Now, if this thing does not open above 409, in that case, watch out for the support down here at 407, below that 5-day moving average right here on your screen, 404.45, and then flat for 100. So on IWM, it's up 0.62%, and this one also has no more room until this Bollinger Band expands back up to the upside. I don't see much happening. And I mean, yes, it's kind of sloppy, but if you look at it from this angle, I mean, it's nothing but, some sort of a daily bear flag that is forming right here on IWM, and you can see what happened last time. We had the same thing happening, breakdown, and then a new low. So IWM here definitely, I mean, it's forming this bear flag pattern. Is it going to play out? I don't know. I mean, it was down quite a bit just about a month ago, and now we're just coming up into these highs right here and retesting. So IWM here, one thing I want to point out that, I mean, if this bear flag is going to play out at some point, if it does, watch out for this gap to get filled. And if we cannot hold this 188 range, then definitely this is going to be the breakdown that you're looking for on IWM. To the upside, resistance will be at, you can see we did a retest that today, 198, over that right here at 250 SMA, and then we can talk about possibly more upside, not at this moment. Support for tomorrow 193, and then we have support also down here 13-day moving average 190.41. Below that we have this gap 188, which can act as a strong support and potentially buying opportunities right here on IWM. Now let's talk about VIX. I did not cover the stock market yesterday, and it is red for the day. But if you look at my screen, we had this, falling wedge pattern here. We got out, we had that massive pump yesterday, and then also this thing came back in. And today, I mean, it's still not under 20. The point I'm trying to make, guys, that if volatility is leaving the market, it should be under 20. So far, yes, this thing came off quite a bit, right? But not below $20 yet. So if you look at my screen, if this thing can cross over 25, it can get up to, possibly this height right here, 27 to 28, maybe even retest 30. But if it cannot, hold up right here around 2380, right here, these candles, then definitely it's heading down to 20.